Hey, Time Slicers, welcome to Slice Squad Spills. I'm your host, Nikki Wildflower. I went from a basement apartment to a multiple seven-figure empire. Now I'm here to share how you can do it too. Step into our world where efficiency is a lifestyle and we are on the cutting edge, revolutionizing the beauty industry and beyond and maximizing your income. This isn't just a podcast. It's a space for breakthroughs, a community of innovators. Fasten your seatbelt. Your journey to maximum efficiency and prosperity starts right here. Hello and welcome to Slice Squad Spills. I'm your host, Nikki Wildflower, and I'm here with my co-host / sister, Jackie.
Hi, everyone. It's been a while.
It has been a little while. No, but they don't know that.
Well, I mean, they do too, because we haven't put out an episode in a couple of weeks.
Okay, well, that's the norm. But quick, before we get into all of this, if you're a stylist that's stuck between like 3K to 9K per month and you're tired of that, I'm taking 15 stylists into Slice Lab at the end of the month. That means I'm going to be personally coaching them to 10K per month. DM me the word lab on my Instagram, Nikki Wildflower, or email me the word lab at Nikki Wildflower if you want more information. The subject should be lab, and we'll see if it's a good fit. Totally cool if not. So now today, the subject that we're going to be talking about today, which I'm really excited about, getting new clients through your DMs is the most underused, easiest money lever in a service business. And I don't see enough of you utilizing this the way that you should. I want you to keep in mind that I have built 2 7-figure businesses primarily through my DMs.
Yep. It's like one of those areas that people have like a mindset hurdle around. And today we're going to help you rewire your mindset around having DM conversations and stop feeling like, if I do that, then I'm a car salesman, which you're in sales. We've talked about this in so many episodes. You are in sales, point blank period. If you're a business owner, you are in sales. And you need to like rewire your mindset around sales and them being bad innately, because it's just what you do, right?
Yeah.
And having conversations does not need to feel like cold calling. And it's the fastest, like she said, most underutilized way to scale and get new clients in your chair or on your table or whatever it may be.
In fact, I believe in this so much that like at this point, I'm steering 90% of traffic into like 90% of people to my DMs. Like that is where I want to have conversations with people that some of them will become clients and some of them won't. I'm cool either way, but like this is such an incredible way to utilize social media. Now, when you do this, I want to break down a couple of things. So you might run into some problems. You're like, there just aren't enough people in my DMs. Like, I don't exactly have people raising their hands like, hey, I want you to...
I want to have a conversation with you right now. Yeah.
And then you do this classic cycle of like, nothing happens. And then you panic and then you post something like, oh, here's this like quick call to action. And suddenly you're either drowning in DMs or you have nothing, but there's no like consistent flow and it's exhausting. And if you're just panic posting and hoping that like people respond to it, then you don't have a good system in place. We're here to make your life fucking easier and more fun, not harder. So like the last thing you need to be doing is like panic posting. Okay.
And just posting is like a much longer game than actually having conversation.
Like the amount of people in your DMs or your social media are dependent on your mood. That's not a good strategy. Like
it's not sustainable or scalable.
What we want is like a predictable, manageable number of conversations every week for the end of forever. That's what's going to help you, right? Not just like these spikes and then down. Then, of course, you have this other problem that you'll deal with if you don't have a good system in place. And it's just like conversations that don't even go anywhere, right? So like, sometimes you do get DMs, like maybe you run an ad into your DMs to get clients and then like they just kind of ghost you out of nowhere. It starts like, oh my God, love your work, and ends with, haha, totally. And then you both die of old age and never talk to each other again.
Not die of old age.
The goal is conversations that move to, it's not just like having conversations for the sake of it. As much as we love people, we want them to either book a consult or book an appointment. That's it.
Yep. And in the meantime, like we want to like add value to their life as well.
Well, exactly. And we're going to get into how to do that and like how to frame everything and have that mindset. Then the other problem that I see people is like, okay, a simple service business, like a stylist, a massage therapist, even like a spa, you don't have like one primary channel where like you're housing these conversations or a system to keep them organized, right? And now I'm talking to all these people on my personal Facebook, my Meta, my Instagram, my TikTok.
Next door.
I've got a bunch of people that I'm just texting, and you can't keep up with it. And no wonder you feel like burnt out, because you have people all over the place, and now you're losing people because everything is scattered and our brains are already scattered. So like, why would you double down on that? Like, you're like, did I reply to that person? I don't even freaking remember.
Today we can help you with some like suggestions for client management as well, for like
100%.
lead flow management as well.
So here's what I want to help you with. Here's what we want to help you with today. Instead of having that like feast or famine, we want a consistent flow. So we want new people coming in, and then we want to move them forward in whatever way. And this is not like an hours per day thing. It's genuinely like 15 to 20 minutes a day is enough for somebody in a service industry. That's it. Like, obviously, for the caliber of business that we have going on here, it takes more than 10 to 15 minutes per day. But like, if you're trying to make 20K as a stylist or a massage therapist, like, there's no reason you need to be spending more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day on this. Let's talk about why this actually even works to begin with. I love it because it's human, right? So the last thing that I want you to do is take fucking ChatGPT and turn it into, and like use that to copy and paste. If you're super stuck, like, I have created tools for my clients where if they get stuck in a conversation and they don't know where to go with it, that they can quickly go to a GPT that I train that sounds like me. But I'm like, I don't want you to use that verbatim. I just want you to, I want you to be human. Like, I want you voice noting people. I want you like showing up in there and adding value. It's the only place where you can sell without feeling like you're doing a fucking TED Talk. Okay.
Like, let's talk about, like, for one quick second, the state of like the world in general. The digital world is what I kind of mean by that. I don't want to talk about the whole state of the world, but just the digital world and like being,
let's just not turn this into trauma.
But we live in a really digital time frame. It's really AI heavy, especially now. And it's pretty readable and obvious at this point, I think, when AI is really heavily used in a caption or really heavily used in an email or for any of your marketing or for a conversation in general. And I think humans are lacking and craving real connection right now. And so if you can tap into like being your authentic self and just detaching from the outcome, which we'll talk more about later, but like detaching from the outcome in the moment and having a conversation with someone, just like back and forth, like a regular conversation, and not with a robot and not with like, we don't want you to go and set up like an automated response that's like, hi, my name is blah, 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 and I do specialize in blah, 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 blah. And thank you so much for visiting my page. And like,
and if you're looking to get an appointment,
short, sweet, end with a question. Okay.
Let me say this though, before we even like, there is a great use for AI here in not letting people slip through the cracks. And that's why, like, when you come into my DMs, who starts the conversation is AI, right? And it's just going to ask you a very basic question, but then it turns totally human from there. That's just a way that nobody slips through the cracks, because they would if I didn't do that. And probably the same for you. It's just a way to make sure. So like, you can set up your AI to just like ask that quick question. Like, I saw you're interested in this. Like, what got you interested in the first place? So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that like you're getting people to raise their hand in the first place. Like, oh, like, I want to start a conversation with this person. Okay. So that's going to be step one. Step two is like, we want to make sure that we're asking them the right questions, and that when we are, and we'll get into this a little bit more, what questions you should be asking. And when we are asking them a question, that we're not like turning into a hostage negotiator and just like interrogating people. No one likes that. Like, you're like, well, why have you waited that long to get your hair done? And what's your budget? And it's like, instead, you need to like take that human element and understand that people want to be heard and seen, and keep that conversation positive. So if like you say like, what got you excited about my hair extension work or something like that, just using that as an example. And the person says like, oh, I just have been like feeling like my hair is really thin and I've been wanting extensions. Oh, perfect. I totally get how that goes. Hear the humanness.
Like, we want to affirm, mirror, and then ask another question.
Thinning hair. I totally understand how frustrating that is. Have you tried anything before that helps with that? And we'll get into each of the stages before. Then we want them to kind of give us their commitment. Like, oh yeah, this feels perfect. And then we either want to book the call or book the appointment, basically. So book the consult or the appointment. I'm like, book the call. Like,
For our
that's my
business, it would be a
business.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're either going to book an appointment or book a consult. Now, my general rule of thumb is if you're doing like a high ticket service over 500, you probably should just bring them in and do a consult. Not always necessary, but for the most part, it would be. And then if it's under that 500, I truly believe that you can just have these conversations in the DMs and convert them if you do it right.
I have had some of our consulting clients. So like, let's just say there's like a logistical. So let's say you run an ad for something high ticket over $500 and you get a bunch of DMs from people that live like 2 cities over. That's great. That's fine because people are typically willing to travel for luxury services when it is the right fit and they see the value in it and they see that you offer the solution they're looking for. Sometimes though, that can cause a problem with people wanting to drive out. Let's say they're like, 30 minutes to an hour away. People wanting to drive out twice. So what I have had some people, I think an in-person consult's always the best way. But if there is a logistical problem there, and it's hard for that person to come out twice, you can always do a virtual consult. So like over the phone or even like via Zoom, that's going to be better for a high ticket though, like actually speaking to the person and not just in the DMs. You're going to have a higher chance of actually converting it. So when in doubt, if you can't for some reason have a consult for a high ticket service, you can definitely do a phone call or a Zoom call in lieu of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then from there, like you want to convert the client, right? And that's when they either book that consult or book the appointment. Basically, like you want to hang tight until that happens. Like if you just disappear in this process, it's not going to work. Like stay put and say, okay, let's say you're saying like, here's my booking link and you drop it to them and just say, I'm just going to hang here just to make sure that it goes through and that you're all good on my end. And hang with them until they actually book it. If you don't have those stages.
Or manually book them in to avoid just sending a link out. Like Nikki said, if you're going to send a link, stay.
I'm not opposed to selling a link over doing manual labor. I just think like, okay, you get their confirmation that like they're actually, no, like, yeah, absolutely. I would love to book an appointment. Okay. Well, here's the service that I need you to book for. Here's my booking link. That's the way that I like to do it. I'm just going to hang tight until you go ahead and get that scheduled to make sure that we're all good. Like it just shows good service, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have the stages in mind that like, okay, I need to get people to raise their hand and then I need to ask them the right questions and then I need to confirm that this is what they want and that they're a good client for me. And then I need to book them. You're kind of just out there flailing because you're either going to talk too much, ask weird questions, drop the price too soon. And that's not what we want. And then also like, if you don't understand that when you are asking people questions, like you want to have like that more human element, not sound like robotic. You always want to acknowledge people, like Jackie said, and sort of like validate them and then ask the next question. So like an example would be like, oh, like my hair is both fine and frizzy. And you'd be like, oh my gosh, I totally understand. That's the worst combination. Makes total sense. Quick question. Is there anything that you've tried to make that better yet?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're getting sort of the information that you need, but you're also helping them to feel comfortable having that conversation with you. And that will stop making it all about price. Like if you come to me and say like people just keep ghosting me in the DMs when I drop the price, I'm like, you didn't have a good conversation. I know you effing did it.
They didn't see the value. You didn't bridge the gap. You didn't get their commitment to it. Like they didn't understand, you might have technobabbled on them. You might have gotten excited because like after question 2, you're like, ooh, this is a great fit. And then you told them all of the reasons why your service is good for them without even having enough information to understand what they truly care about. And then you dropped a price that was high and they were like, okay, what? Like you probably just confused them a little bit.
So yes, number one, obviously you need to have enough people in your chat in the first place. Here's what's been working for us basically. So like you have different things that you post about, right? Like you have social proof, meaning like, watch me do this transformation on this person. You have problems that you constantly see with clients like over and over again that you're able to fix. You have like, this is the philosophy that I live by. And then here's the plan. Here's how we make it better. So there's different kinds of posts that you do. Now, what I want you to do that's working really well for us currently in 2026 at the time of this, because we always have to stay current, the posts that are performing well organically, that are getting lots of saves and shares, what we want to do is actually just boost those to the local audience and get them to start DM conversations with us. So that's how we're going to get that constant flow of people raising their hands. Now, when it performs well organically, it will perform well as an ad as well as a boosted post. You have an automation set up. Obviously, if you need help implementing that, come to Mama. I got you. But you want people like commenting on the post, saying a specific word, coming into your DMs, and then you carrying that conversation. Okay. And you need to map that flow. So you should know where you're going with it before you even start typing. Like, that's it. One question at a time, loop it, make it simple. Keep it smooth, like
listen, like active listening, even in a DM conversation. Like if they send you a long message, read it. Don't throw it into ChatGPT and say, how do I respond to this?
Yeah. Now, a couple of ways. Exactly. Don't do that. Like, it's just so annoying. You could tell that it's ChatGPT. Like, just stop.
There's like M dashes everywhere. And then like ChatGPT's favorite thing to do is like, this isn't so what you're struggling with your hair right now isn't a nightmare. It's normal.
It's just so obvious. Like, just be like, girlfriend, I hear you. I understand what you're struggling with. My God. What you think is the problem is your hair is frizzy, but what's actually the problem is
it loves doing this or that statements. It's so annoying.
So then, like, here are some of like my favorite ways to get people actually in the DMs. You have like a post like results of a client that you've worked with before. And then say like, if this is like, if you want me to take a look at, or like, if you want to work with me, I've opened up this many appointments, just comment the word blank and we'll connect and see if it's a good fit. You can do a sort of like a lead magnet, which would be maybe like a PDF or a mini doc or a little tutorial that you could do, or you can do sort of free. I'm going to give you like 4 things. You could do I'm looking for like a model call. I'm looking for 2 people that are looking for a look like this, but don't want to sit in the salon all day. I'm just using that as an example again, because that's my thing. You DM me the word blank if you're interested. We'll see if it's a good fit. And then my other favorite one to do is story polls. And when I do a story poll, like I reply to every single one. Also, new follower campaigns. I do that a lot. So like you can actually do giveaways with other people in different service industries, and then their people follow you, and every single new follower you start a conversation with. That's a ManyChat thing. ManyChat creates automations basically. So like every new follower, you can ask them a question like, hey, like, thank you so much for the follow. Are you just enjoying the content, or are you hoping for transformation? And then start the conversation that way. Those are my favorite ones for the service industry. I find that emails don't work as well in these high touch industries as like the DMs do. So that's where I like to stick.
Yeah. Email marketing, it's a helpful thing. And I think it helps it's like a great, helpful retention tool. So when you have people who you should be prompting a pre-book with all of your clients, but when you have people who never pre-booked and like they forget you existed because they're busy, then nurture emails are here are some tips and tricks sort of emails that can help. I think more so with retention, like in an authentic follow-up sort of way. But, not as much. I mean, they're not going to start conversations with like new leads in service industries for the most part. It can, but
exactly.
Not in the same.
While we're still like in the middle of this episode, I just want to remind you that we are getting together. I am getting together 15 stylists that are independent stylists or salon owners making between 3 and 9K per month. I will be personally coaching you together as a group. DM me the word lab, LAB on, see, look at me using a keyword, LAB on my Instagram, Nikki Wildflower, or just email me, nikki@nikkywildflower.com, the word lab, and I'm going to see if it's a good fit. I'm doing this whole thing. Like, if it's not in alignment with you, like, I'm not going to sit there and convince you. That's it. I am working with a new mentor.
He heavily leans out. Yeah.
Well, he leans out. Like, I'm just at this point where like, I'm having a really good time and I'm helping a lot of people and it feels really good. And I'm not going to sit there and like try to convince somebody to grow when they don't want to. So like,
it's either you want to grow and you're a good fit or you don't want to grow and you're not a good fit.
You don't need that. You're a strong, powerful person. If you want to make the changes, you'll do it. And if it feels right for you, you'll know. That's not to say that you're not going to feel fear, but like, do it anyway. That's what I'm saying. Or don't. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I just want to be with people that want to be here. That's all. Yeah. So like, yeah. I am responsible to you, but I'm not responsible for you. Okay. So just send me a message and we'll chat. I'm not going to get you on a call, anything like that. we're just going to have a quick chat. All right. So here's the thing. Like when somebody DMs you, let's say the keyword, maybe it was book, something like that. You just say something super simple. Like, hey, I saw you comment the word book. Appreciate you. Quick question. What was it that got you interested in blank? Or like, do you mind if I just ask you a few quick questions so I can make sure that it's a good fit for you? Something like that. And then you say, make sure they answer. And then you say like, that totally makes sense. Like, what's the biggest thing that like you've struggled with before with this? Yeah,
Let's
that's it.
do this scenario because sometimes this is going to happen. Nikki, ask me, we're having a pretend DM conversation. Ask me the price kind of like right away. So you DM me like, hey, I saw you were interested. My automation comes. I saw you were interested. Or thanks for the follow. What got you interested in my page?
I don't know. Just thought you did really cool work.
Cool. Guess what?
That's why I like the question. Like, are you just here for the content, or are you just enjoying the content, or do you want a transformation? So do that. That's the person says, I want a transformation. How much?
Yeah. So it depends on what you're exactly looking for.
No, you're the client.
No, I want you to be the client.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm looking to maybe get a transformation. It depends. How much is it?
Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions first so that I can understand what sort of transformation that you're looking for and if I'm a good fit for you in terms of this service?
No, I don't mind.
Awesome. So like, I'm going to pause for a second. People are going to ask you the price, especially if you like ran an ad, like an extension ad or like a luxury service. Doesn't matter what service industry you're in. People might ask you the price really, really early on in the conversation. We're not telling you to not be transparent on your numbers, but you don't know the price yet, right? Like you need to understand. I'm assuming you have multiple options, right? Especially when it comes to something like extensions. There are multiple options. It's normally very much customizable and it's a custom package. If you're in a different service industry, even massage therapists, maybe you ran an ad for like your highest ticket service, but this person's not a good fit for that, right? So you need to learn more about them before you're like, oh yeah, the service that I ran that ad for is $500. Like, how do you even know that they are a good fit to be your client, right? Like, don't you want to understand what this person actually needs? And so just by like, you don't have to gloss over the question. Like, yeah, we can absolutely go over the price. Before we do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions so I can understand what might be the best fit for you? Because I have many options. So you're not diverting the question. You are just saying like, hey, we'll get there. I promise. But can we start somewhere else so that I can actually understand if I can help you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 100%. That's it. Like you can't just drop that and expect that they're even going to stick around. You'll get ghosted like 95% of the time. Probably
you just
more.
drop your price.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't built any value, but this is it. We're just getting people in the DMs, having these conversations, following that flow. And that's literally effing it. You could be super booked out with the right people by speaking to the right people and starting those conversations, like, and doing nothing else.
And let's really quick talk about a lead management tool. Cause I know you talked about ManyChat. You can use ManyChat and like Meta to like sort the leads and like sort the conversations. I personally also would recommend something like Trello for this, especially if you're just starting out. And right now, if you're having conversations in multiple places, like via text, in the Nextdoor group, on Facebook and on Instagram and on TikTok, Trello is a way that you can kind of manually add the people's names. You can have like conversation started, conversation like lead ghosted, right? And you can like slide these people's names over with Trello.
But you can do that in Meta.
You can, but if I'm saying right now, if they're like, some are in text message, some are in TikTok.
Yeah. Then you can do it there. That's how we used to do it when we were smaller. Mm-hmm. Now, like, it's just, we have a big CRM because it's like so far beyond that. There's like thousands and thousands of people in the DMs every week. But like when we were first starting out, we used Trello. But now, but also you can just use, if you are just like primarily Instagram, in Meta, you can like label people and stuff like that and filter that way. So you can have those conversations direct through there. You can also set up automations directly in Meta now, desktop only or laptop, PC, whatever. You can't do it on the phone. So anyway, you want help implementing this or just like growing in the first place, you know what to do. I already told you 10 times. I'm not going to tell you again. Thanks for hanging with us today. The next episode is other ways to get new awesome clients in your chair that are not this. So you've got options.
You've got options.
Like, subscribe, do all the things. We love you. Thank you so much. That's the whole thing. Okay, bye. Go be hot and organized.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for listening to Slice Squad Spills. If you're enjoying the show, please subscribe, leave a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback is going to help us improve and attracts more listeners to the show. Please share with your fellow time slicers. And hey, if you're ready to optimize your time and double your income, we've got you covered. Just fill out the brief form linked in the episode notes and let's connect. You can also stay updated with us on all social media platforms by following @Nikki Wildflower. Let's continue slicing our way to success.